Okay, this is Papa Z. Uh, I made a video the other day talking about what's going on with this immigration and Joe Biden's coherency to deal with the situation. So now that upgraded about 100% because the other day uh, a couple of our troops were bombed by a drone who the service thought it was one of our drones and ended up killing three service members. Rest in peace to those people, and injuring over 30 or 40 other soldiers. So the issue is with these open borders, uh, we have sleeper cells here uh, from Iranian sleeper cells, uh, and the government has to make a decision on whether to retaliate or not. Um, and the concern comes in whereas if the government retaliates on Iran, will that cause a conflict or war with Iran? And the other concern is these so-called sleeper cells out here, Hezbollah, I think that's the name of the terrorist organization is Hezbollah. They're backed by Iran. So it's like right now, it's crazy. So, we have big cities like LA, Colorado, New York, Chicago, a couple other places, and a lot of those migrants are being shipped to these particular places. And we don't know if they're Iranian sleeper cells or just anything, period. Um, and then you have what's going on at the border of Texas. Texas is at war. They say they're being invaded, and I believe them. You know, um, there's just a lot of things going on at one time, and we got a government with administration that's in there right now that seems like they're just dumbfounded. Lying about the border is secure and all this other stuff, and fighting with Texas to cut down razor wire because Texas is actually defending themselves because they're being invaded. Um, I feel like the whole United States is being invaded because of Sleepy Joe and his administration doesn't care. They're trying to win an election. And at the same time, you have a conflict of those troops being killed. So which way would this country go? Or what is the outcome? Number one, it could be a civil war here because you have 25 states that are backing uh, Abbott down there in the Lone Star State of Texas. Um, then number two, we don't know if we'll go to war with Iran. Number three, you got China and all these other countries that does business with the United States, but at the same time want to overthrow the government over here. So it's like, in all my 50 years of being here, well, 40 recognized, 10, 9, 8, I don't really remember what was going on, wasn't really caring, but 40 years of me being here, conscience like that, I've never seen America being pushed to the brink like this. Civil wars being talked about, states turning against the federal government, troops being lost because of mistakenly identifying a drone from Iran, sleeper cells, Iranian sleeper cells, and any other terrorist groups here. and it's crazy. So, you know, a lot of the American people, and I've been on YouTube watching a lot of this stuff because I was being distracted by a lot of other things, but you know, this is real life. And you know, it's time to wake up and choose a side. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like it's politics. It's government politics. Then you got hood politics. It's red and blue. So you got the blue Democrats and the red Republicans. You got the red Bloods and the blue Crips. It's crazy, but you have to choose a side. You know what I'm saying? So are you a proud American citizen, or are you stuck on the fence of allowing immigrants to come in here and to take all our benefits that we worked hard for, and they're getting it as soon as they come over here without putting in any work? It's a matter of right and wrong. And, you know, I feel sorry for the people who's trying to come over here and thinking that America is the great dream and all that stuff. And it's hard. It's hard over here. But they're being spoon fed the benefits that we worked hard for all our lives to be able to get and receive. We have homelessness here, hunger, everything here. But our federal government decides to take the money and the taxpayers' money and ship it out to fund wars that we don't even have to even care about. You know what I'm saying? Because that's their problem, their issues. But America, being who America is, they always putting their hands in somebody's business. And then when the hand get bit, they want to tax the American citizens for the bill. But yeah, it's really crazy right now. And us as black people, man, we need to wake up and really see what's going on and just prepare yourself, because all this stuff we got going on the internet and people calling each other rats and who this gang, that gang, and the kids in Chicago killing each other, and Memphis and all this other stuff. We need to really wake up and see what's really going on out here, because that same person that you calling a rat might be one day having to fight back to back with you. And that's real, you know? And, you know, our liberties and our freedoms are being taken away from us as we speak. You got billions and millions of people coming in here, and we don't know who they are. It's too many people for them to be trying to investigate to see who it is. Just open the borders and let them come on in. And it's like, you know, you got Texas trying to fight back against that. And it's just wild, you know. But like I say, man, protect yourself at all times. Really pay attention to what's going on. Stay off YouTube searching for stuff that ain't got nothing to do with you. You need to search for things that has something to do with your livelihood. You know what I'm saying? And your future. I know this country is built up on immigrants and stuff like that, but the people who've been here, the ones who came across or wasn't born here, the ones who came in legally, you know what I'm saying, I stand with them. But the ones that's coming illegally, bringing all these drugs and trafficking kids and sex trafficking and just committing crimes and you know, and coming out here with all that madness, because I guess they thought there was just so many jobs out here and they just gonna make it, you know. It's not like that out here, man. It's a struggle wherever you go. But yeah, I just want to say, man, we having a big issue. So hopefully we don't go into a civil war, and hopefully we don't go into a Iranian war. You know. But anyway, I got a few clips that I'm gonna let you look at, and you know, let me know what y'all think in the comments. And yeah, you know, stay aware. All right, Papa Z, I'm out.
To be in here. This is Joe Biden's America. This is the Democrats' America. Please stay away from curtain. Please stay away. Don't touch. Private. It's private here, guys. Private here. So if I go in there, I'm breaking the law. But if you come in illegally into our country, that's fine. And Venezuela.
Venezuela no good. Nicolás Maduro.
Sí.
No good.
No good.
Nicolás Maduro no good. Hace 9 años en Venezuela era militar.
Okay, military.
Sí.
Wow. Military from Venezuela.
Así.
There he is. So you can't really see back there, but all of those, there's just cot after cot.
The frustration we feel about border security is widespread in the American public, whether it's north, south, east, west. All of America is concerned about the border, and rightly.
I think President Biden knows he's in trouble, and Democrats know they're in trouble for the open border policies of the last 3 years. It's been an unmitigated disaster.
President Biden's border crisis firing up both sides of the aisle. Brand new drone footage from our team in Eagle Pass shows dozens of migrants climbing shipping containers and crossing into the U.S. Groups like these are processed and released to travel all over the country. I mean, all the way in Boston, migrants are now camping out on the floors of the airport there. And in Chicago, city officials are stripping neighborhoods and taxpayers of resources to make room for migrants.
To the crisis at the U.S. border, now overwhelming communities thousands of miles away. More buses carrying asylum seekers arrived at the Port Authority bus terminal here in New York, and more are expected. At the U.S.-Mexico border, confusion among the thousands of migrants, families who have made the long journey from as far away as Venezuela. ABC's Phil Lipoff in New York tonight.
Tonight, the nation's immigration laws under a microscope, with buses carrying hundreds of migrants from the southern border to cities all across the U.S. From Chicago and New York City's Port Authority to Denver, where the mayor there is warning of city service cuts if the federal government doesn't step in.
And we're going to provide support, all the support that we can right now. But if it's only us and a handful of local nonprofits doing anything about it, that support is going to become insufficient very quickly.
And it's not just major metropolitan areas. Just outside of New York City, leaders in 2 counties filing lawsuits, even getting restraining orders to stop New York City Mayor Eric Adams from busing migrants to their communities.
We were told last Friday from the mayor of New York City that we would have 60 people, men, delivered to a hotel in Orange County. Now we have 82.
The governor sending a letter to President Biden asking for federal assistance. All of this just days after Title 42, a Trump-era health policy allowing for swift expulsions at the border, expired. Border towns bracing for even more migrant arrivals.
Colorado First now in Denver. In less than 24 hours, 16 buses packed with migrants arrived in Denver. The city of Denver confirms 9 bus loads arrived last night, 7 this morning from Texas. Overall, there are about 3,800 migrants right now in shelters in the metro area. This comes as it is expected more than 10,000 migrants crossed the southern border into the United States in each of the last 3 days.
Shannon is here with a look at the border battle between Texas and the Biden administration.
Brandon, federal officials demanded that Texas allow access to that high crossing area by today. But Texas leaders say that's not happening. And in fact, they're doubling down. And the state has installed rows of razor wire in Shelby Park and says more is being added along the border. A Supreme Court ruling allows for federal agents to cut or remove the wire. But there's been no decision yet on the case as a whole. Governor Abbott says Texas is doing what it has to do with the backing of the Constitution.
Regardless of what federal statute may exist, the supremacy clause means that the Constitution itself is the supreme law of the land. The Constitution itself provides Texas with a right of self-defense in this case because the United States has abandoned its responsibility to defend Texas.